Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Nati and I cover all kinds of craft tutorials. Today we're going to do a really quick project. We're going to make a replica version of Bad Bunny's camera from his tour in Puerto Rico. So if you aren't already aware, his tour, his album was all about like taking more photos and things like that. So he gave everyone this like fake camera and it had like a light on it with a lanyard. Everybody kind of wore them throughout the stadium. And those of us who weren't able to go, we wish we had one. We see them on eBay for like $150. People are reselling. Can't do that. So I'm throwing a Bad Bunny party this weekend for the Benito Bowl. Some people call it a Super Bowl. It's a Benito Bowl. So therefore, I want myself and all my guests to have a fake version of that camera so we can feel like we're there too. Okay, so for this project, there's going to be a couple different steps. The first step is to make the camera itself. I found the file like on Google Images. You can just type in, like I typed in like Bad Bunny camera. Somebody is selling like a flat version of it on Etsy for like a couple bucks or $1 or something. So there's lots of places where you can just get the basic design. I literally just pulled it off of online somewhere. I can't remember where. I just like saved the image. So that's saved as like a PDF file, and I'm going to use that file and I'm going to put it in Cricut Design Space so the Cricut can cut it out for me. So here we are in Cricut Design Space. We're going to hit blank canvas and then upload. So we're doing a print then cut. If you've never done something like this before, please check out my series I have that's Cricut for absolute beginners. There's literally 7 episodes so far. There's going to be one more. It just kind of shows you step by step how to work with the Cricut, what can it do, what it can't do, how to do print and cut, all of these things. Next, I'm going to go to upload image and I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop the file right in here. And so this is what it looks like. And there are 2 cameras on there. If you notice, there's a background on it because you see this is like checkered here, but then you see this white. So all you have to do is take this plus sign and click anywhere on the white. And then it gets rid of that background. Apply and continue. We're going to make this a flat graphic because we want to do a print then cut. Continue and then upload. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get rid of one of the cameras. So I'm only working with one and then I can just like copy and paste it. So I'm going to come here to contour and I'm just going to click on one of them and you see right here it disappeared and click apply. So now I only have one camera. The next thing I'm going to do is tilt this a little bit because it's a little bit crooked if you can see. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so I can tilt it, see I can get a better tilt on it. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to zoom out. There's 2 things I need to do for here. So I have a little light that's going to go here. The light that I have where the light lights up is only about 1.25 inches in diameter. So I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to make a circle. And then I'm going to change the size here to be 1.25 inches. So I want to size this camera until the circle part, the lens part, is around that size. And it doesn't have to be exact. Look, already that's close enough. That's good. So I know that that's the size that I want my camera. If you want a shortcut, it's 5.17 by 3.41 inches. Okay, next you see these, it looks like holes here. I'm going to make those holes so that the Cricut will cut that out because that's where my lanyard's going to go. So I'm going to get this shape right here and I'm going to change it to a different color so I can see better, like purple. And I'm going to keep making that smaller until it looks like it fits right there. Okay, once I have that, I'm going to come over here to duplicate. So I have another one. I'm going to put it over here. So now I'm going to do a slice. You can only do 2 layers at a time when you slice. If you want more in-depth instructions on slicing, please check out my video series because I go into all of that in depth. So I'm going to highlight 2 of the layers right there. I'm going to come down here and click slice. Then I'm going to get rid of all the ones I don't need. So I'm going to delete that layer, and you see now I have a hole there. This for some reason goes to the back, so I'm going to put that up. Highlight those 2 layers, slice it again, and I'm going to do the same thing. Get rid of this one, get rid of this one, and then boom, there we have our camera. And if you want to make sure that you have the hole correctly, change your background color. And you can see like right now it's on gray, or I could put it like on yellow. You can see a little bit better. And now you see there is a hole here on each side for the lanyard. Not a hole here for the lens because it's white and that's how I want it to show up. But at least these 2 holes here for the lanyard. So I'm going to change this back to white. And then this is exactly what I want. I'm going to test it to make sure first by saving it. So I'm going to click save. I'm going to put camera. Always save because Cricut Design Space does not save your work. Okay, then go to make. And I want to make sure that it's showing this. Like it says cuttable area. It says print then cut. Here's my camera. It looks good. It fits. And it looks like I could probably fit 2 more cameras on here. So I don't waste so much paper. Okay. So now I'm going to go back. Cancel. And I'm going to duplicate it 2 times. I don't even have to move it because it'll move it for me when I come over here. So go back to make. Okay, it only put 2 here, but I bet you I can still fit 3. As long as it's within this cuttable area. So I'm going to go over here, hit these 3 buttons, move object, bring it to page 1. There we go. Yeah, no problem. Fit 3, no problem. Okay, next step, click continue. I'm going to send it to printer because this is a print and cut. That's the printer I'm going to use right there. It's a Canon G3060 series. You can use whatever printer you have. I'm going to add a bleed on it so it can cut it really good. And I'm going to use System Dialog and click print. Now, when I click System Dialog, it's going to bring up the print box for my print settings. So I'm going to click Preferences. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to put it on photo printing because I'm going to use photo paper so it can be glossy. Automatically, this is a Canon printer. So these are my preferences for a Canon printer. Automatically, it comes up, it says photo paper plus glossy 2. I'm going to change my print quality to high. And my paper size, I'm going to change it to letter. Now, this might look different for you depending on what type of printer you have, but this is what I have and this is how it looks for me. So I'm going to click OK and then print. So there's my Canon printer. This is the paper I'm using. It's Koala Inkjet Glossy Photo Paper, 8.5 by 11, 36 pounds. So this is the thin one. You can use a thicker one if you like, but this is the thin one that I'm using. And you'll see that's how it printed out perfectly. It is glossy, but this is very thin paper. So I want to make this, I want to thicken this up by laminating it. You'll also see that you have these lines here. It wasn't on the original design. These are called registration marks for print and cut. This one right here, if you can see, has a little tiny arrow. That means this is the way that it needs to go into the Cricut to cut it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and laminate this. You don't have to do this, but I just want it to be a little bit more sturdy. So this is a laminating pocket sheet folder, laminating folder. This is not self-laminating. You can get a self-laminating sheet. This is the one that needs to go through a laminator machine, which I have. You don't have to use one though. You can use something like the ones that do it by itself. So I'm just putting this in here. Just like that, and I'm going to run it through my laminator. This is my laminator. This is the open side. This is the closed side. So I'm going to put the closed side in. Just like that, it's done. You hear how it's definitely got some more weight to it now because it's laminated. Let's get this ready for the Cricut. So this is a Cricut green or standard grip cutting mat. I'm going to go ahead and line this up in the upper left like it shows me here with the little arrow. Here's just telling me to verify the print quality, make sure that I have the registration marks, which I do. So I'm going to hit done. Now I'm going to go to browse all materials because I have to set my base material, and I'm going to go to all materials and type in poster board, or just poster is enough, and it'll come up. There it is, poster board. That's the setting I want it to cut on. I have a Cricut Maker, the original one, not the 4 or the 3 or anything else, just the original one. I'm going to change my pressure to more, and I just need a regular fine point blade and the clamp. Okay, here's my Cricut Maker. It's flashing, that means it's ready. I'm going to go ahead and load it. Wait for this button to go on, and then I'll just click it. Now, one thing to know is that when it does a print and cut, it uses a little like light inside of here to read the registration marks. So then it knows where to cut. Because this is glossy, sometimes it doesn't want to cut because you see the little light? Because it's trying to read the registration marks. So a pro tip is to turn off the light that's above it. In this case, it's on a shelf, so it's a little bit dark here, and it allows it to read it a little bit better. So last time I cut this, I didn't have any problems. And it's all set, so I can unload it. Take a look. So now we just have to take it off of the mat. And look how good it did the cut. Like nothing. So if you don't have a Cricut, you're more than welcome to cut this out by hand. If you have that time and patience, depending on how many you want to do. But otherwise, with a Cricut, look how quickly it gets it done. As well as the holes for the lanyard. Now, when it comes to the lanyard, you can do a basic lanyard, but usually it only has like one hook, which would be like in the middle. So if that's the case, if you have a regular lanyard, you want to make your hole like right here in the middle. This is the type, like I tried my best to match it like his cameras that he gave out. So there's two hooks. So you might need a different type of lanyard that can hook around with two hooks. And then you could just throw these away. These were the holes from the lanyard holes. So now we have 3 cameras. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make this like light up or flash. I got these off of Amazon. Low guide, light of guide. These are for like the bottom of drinks, like in a bar or something. Like you can put it underneath the drink and it'll like light it up. I'll put the link down below. So if you're interested in getting these exact kind, because like I told you, I forget how wide this is in diameter, but the part where the lights are is only about 1.25 in diameter. So you have to take out this little thingy here. And then there's an on-off button. And then this is some 3M like foam tape. So all we're going to do is remove the tape. The backing of the tape, I should say. And then we want to line this up like directly behind the camera lens on here. And if it helps, go ahead and turn it on so you can like see where it is as you're lining this up. And that sticks on there good. And again, there's an on-off button. So I can switch modes, keep it on, turn it off altogether. Look at that ain't going nowhere. So if you want to be done, like I said, if you have a regular basic lanyard, you can be done right now. I'm extra. If you've been here before, you know I am extra. I'm not just going to leave it like this. I need the lanyard. I'm not going to try and do the exact design that Bad Bunny had on his lanyards. I'm going to try and do something different because that was for his tour and this is for the Benito Bowl. So I'm going to design something a little bit separately for that. And I'm going to use sublimation to heat press my own design on my own lanyards. So this is not going to be a full tutorial on that because I'm going to do a whole series that's just for sublimation. That's coming up soon. Shameless plug. But go ahead and subscribe down below if you're interested in seeing any of those videos coming up. But I will just show you kind of like the finished product or like a quick version of me doing those sublimation lanyards and putting it together.